Good evening, YouTube. This is Jovan from Imperfect Creations Homestead in Zone 6B, 7A, 7B-ish, Virginia. Just giving you a quick evening tour. I have been breaking down the garden in preparation for fall and winter for the last 2 or 3 weeks. We have harvested our sweet potatoes. I posted a short video a little while back about that. I have cleared out the squash patch. I have broken down the melon patch, taken down the trellises. It has been a work. And so I just want to take you with me as I show you the progress of what used to be a flourishing garden and is now a garden about to go night-night for fall and winter. I do have a fall garden. I'm using my raised beds for that, but the majority of my planting space is about to be put to bed for the cold months. Where I live, which is why I seriously question why I'm categorized as Zone 7B, it has been in the upper 30s, low 40s for the last few weeks. Actually, last week and a half, 2 weeks. We are now in the low 70s, sometimes upper 60s for our highs during the day. Today is October 9th. And it's cold. It's right brisk in the morning, but I love it. I'm here for it because I'm not someone who enjoys hot weather. What helps me get through the heat is the garden. So what used to be behind me right here, if you'll recognize that space, that used to be sweet potatoes. But I've moved one bag. I tugged it. I gave it everything I had. I've halfway moved another bag, and then I got a third one to go. I've taken down all the bags for the melons and the squash, and just waiting on the okra to finish. I've taken down my cattle panel trellises, and this okra has decided that she wants to be a late bloomer. But isn't she beautiful? Look at that okra, just getting taller and taller. And the coleus that I could never get a good picture of for you guys. Look how beautiful that coleus was. It was hiding down here under the okra, under the squash. So very beautiful. And so I have broken down all of this area, removed this cattle panel. This is the pallet that I had my bags sitting on so they would sit up off the ground. I try to sit my bags on pallets just to help with drainage. And I believe at least this one behind me and maybe this one, they might be on their last leg. They've served their pallet life. But my raised bed is doing well-ish. I've got in there cabbage. I've got more broccoli and cabbage over on the other side. I've got some kidney beans. I've got pak choy. All of it is kind of pest riddled, but it's holding on. I've also got in here carrots and beets. You can see those. The mosquitoes are trying to tote me off, y'all, so this is going to be a quick tour. I've been using Castile soap along with the powder, the BT, if I'm saying that correctly, Captain Jack's. That's what I've been using to try to keep the bug pressure down because I want my greens. I'm a Southern woman and I love greens, so I'll fight a bug. I will. But what I haven't had to fight a bug about is what's in the cage. Y'all, the cage is still giving. Do you see the size of these tomatoes and peppers? I even got an eggplant. And do you see this? Tomatoes are growing all up over the top of the cage. The cage is giving. And the peppers are just, the peppers said they got job security like the beans did. It took them a while to get going, but boy, when they got going, look at that. That is a sunset sweet Italian pepper that I didn't even know I had. It is rather large. I'm waiting to see if it's going to change colors or not, but I've got 2 or 3 more coming in right behind it. Look at that. Look at all of that goodness. It's been a wonderful garden year, y'all. I have no complaints. Not a one. I've got some fails, but so many more wins. And the comfrey, a little bit of bug pressure. But overall, the comfrey is comfreying. And these fall tomatoes, we've already picked a few. They've got lots of clusters. The fruit is tiny, but they're coming in. Look at that. Look at those tomatoes. Aren't they gorgeous? Aren't they gorgeous? More and more showing up every day. These are all cherry tomatoes. I only planted cherry tomatoes for the fall because I figured they would be small enough to go ahead and give me a harvest before it gets cold. But just one more glimpse at the cage behind me. You see that eggplant? Look at that eggplant. I've never grown eggplant before, y'all. Never. The green stalk is about done, I believe. I've got a little kohlrabi that I need to harvest, some kale that's still holding on. Lettuce is about done. Kohlrabi, yeah. Green stalk, I think, is about done. But guess who I've still been getting blooms from? Calendula. I've collected a whole jar of calendula this growing season. I finally got the pine bark mulch that Calvin, So Good Gardener, and Broke Farmer recommended. So the trees are well on their way, including the apple tree that's over in front of the greenhouse. It's a little messy out here, but we're getting it clean. And then finally, here at the middle of October, starting to get buds on the roselle. The roselle leaves are scrumptious, by the way. I took Broke's advice and harvested a bunch of them, all of the larger ones. They were wonderful. And as soon as I harvested those leaves, little buds started coming in. So we might get some pods. I don't know. I've got mustards and radishes and turnips in these 2 pots. But what surprised me? Look at the chamomile. That chamomile was this tiny. It was a transplant that I bought from one of my nurseries. Look at that chamomile. It's beautiful. No flowers, but it's absolutely beautiful. That is Roman chamomile. My grapevine didn't do so great this year, but I wasn't expecting much this first year. The fact that I got any growth, I'm thankful. I have no complaints. And y'all, these beans that's been in since May, they still giving. The beans said they not done until they say they're done. I leave that one, let it get a little fatter. But yeah, I've still been harvesting beans almost every day. I've got some okra, some beans, some tomatoes today. I need y'all to take a look right behind me at these cayenne peppers. They purple. Baby, they purple. And they are so productive. Look at all those peppers. Look at all those peppers. They said, Mama, listen, we was a little late to the party, but we here. I've already given some away. I've harvested some, given some away. My tomatoes look a sight, but tomatoes are still coming in. So I've just been removing dead or dying foliage and letting the plants concentrate on ripening tomatoes. See that? That's red cabbage. Who that is on there, but you got to go. Yeah, red cabbage. Basil still holding on, although it's got some pest pressure now. Look what I got finally. Habaneros. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Habaneros. Who knew peppers didn't like extreme heat? People are always like, oh, peppers need heat, or they want... My peppers say they resent that. My peppers say they resent that. They didn't like that extreme heat. But look at these buds on this roselle. So even if I can only get a handful of pods, I'm okay with that. Tomatoes. Right? I still got onion growing with my cabbage, with my basil. Baby, the garden is loving life. And the echinacea I started from seed, I did harvest quite a few larger flowers. There's one open now that I need to grab, another opening right behind it. This transplant that died off, it's got another bud about to open. See? Yeah, so just because it's October, don't give up on your garden. And I need to take y'all around front to show you what I always forget to show you on these videos. My front garden. So I'm going to sneak around the side of my house. My baby girl is looking for me. Y'all saw her at the door. When she hears mommy making videos, she comes running. And she helps me in the garden, don't get me wrong. She is a wonderful helper in the garden. But when I pull the camera out, she is raring to go. Mommy, please, let me give the tour. Let me talk to the people. Little girl, could you let me do these videos, please? I'm new at this. Let me do the videos. So here, yeah. Yes. Yes, honey. Yes. We have all the things. We have kale. We got sunflowers. We got collards. We got cauliflower. We got broccoli. We got beets. We got carrots. We got oregano. We got dill. We got cucumbers. We got 2 kinds of squash. We got yellow scallop squash. We got Cushaw green stripe squash. Look at my sunflowers. Look at my sunflowers. We got it all. Look at that. Look at that. Even amidst pest pressure, just beautiful. Look at that. Sunflowers are full of bees. See if I can get you down in here. Look at this squash. Look at this squash. The squash is squashing. The squash is squashing. We're gonna have some squash to eat, y'all. We're gonna have some squash to eat. I'm so excited. Do you see that? I hope y'all can see that. I hope y'all can see that. They're small. But the fact that we have any, good enough for me. Good enough for me. Look at that. My baby girl did a lot of that. This big bed right here, I built that. We did that, y'all. God is good. He's so good to us. Just finding simple things, simple ways to feed our family. Look at these beets. And that oregano. Look at the carrots. Carrots say they here. This is a pallet. Yeah, a rather large pallet. Cauliflower still hanging in there. More beets. Those are mixed beets. Oregano. More carrots. More collards and broccoli and cauliflower. Kale. It's awesome, y'all. It's awesome. We are blessed. Richly blessed. I just wanted to give y'all that quick tour of the fall breakdown. I need to level out the growing area and add some retaining walls to my hill because I have a lot of erosion going on that's causing flooding down below. But yeah, that's where we are with the garden. So we're back where we started. Thank y'all for hanging out with me this evening. This is Jay from Imperfect Creations Homestead, my little rinky-dink greenhouse. Oh, I didn't show y'all the greenhouse. I'm sorry. I won't go inside because it's a lot going on in there, but look at that. all that lettuce and kale and mint. And I got more seedlings started, broccoli, cauliflower. I got more lettuce. I got leeks, spinach, dry echinacea. We blessed, y'all. Listen, if you thought you couldn't grow food, you can. If you say you don't have space, you got it. It's a little packed back here, but I'm making strides toward making it safer for my mom and my daughter to walk around back here, because there's wilderness behind me. There's no other way to put it. Just, baby, it's wilderness. But in the midst of the wilderness, get your grow on. Get your grow on. Signing off. Y'all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you on the next video. Good night.